I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that supported me on yesterday's video through the comments, and even not through the comments. I know so many of you guys are behind the screen and not leaving comments, but I appreciate you all. This is really the journey. I'm putting myself out there. I'm showing you guys what it's really like. And for those of you who understand the type of relationship I have with my dad, I thank you for that. It means a lot. Your messages through Instagram, your messages through Snapchat, your YouTube comments really makes me grateful for having such an amazing audience here on YouTube. So I just want to thank everyone in Team Tweedy. You guys are part of the reason that I continue to push and push and push and push every single day to try and achieve that pro contract. So if you're not part of Team Tweedy, it's not too late. All you got to do is click that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, because we got some pretty exciting videos coming up. Look, all I'm going to say is I'm from the future. But anyway, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Your support is so amazing. Enjoy this video, guys. What is going on, Team Tweedy? I hope you're all super well. Have a look at this weather. It is pouring. I've stayed at my Airbnb last night. Oh, yuck. And now I'm just waiting for the bus to come to go to training. Like I said in yesterday's video, we're going to be playing an 11v11, and fingers crossed it's going to be filmed. I spoke to the coach yesterday and he said he wants to get that done. But man, I'm freezing here. I got my backpack inside my jacket so it doesn't get wet. Problem is, this doesn't really zip up properly. Anyway, I need a good warm-up today. I can slightly feel my hamstrings, so it's very, very important that I warm up the muscles. I do not want to injure anything today because I have the match against Brentford on Wednesday, and I'm still not sure whether it's the Brentford B team or the Brentford under 23s or the Brentford Academy. I know there's no under 23s, but basically it could be an amazing team or it could just be a community team. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Anyway, let's hope we get some training footage. It's going to be difficult because of this rain. We'll see what happens though. Man, it feels weird to pick up the camera. I haven't done it all day. Well, not all day, but since training, I haven't even touched it. So I told you guys I was going to try and get footage, but the rain just didn't stop. It was pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring. So there was no chance of much footage for you guys. I'm so sorry. It would have been awesome for you guys to see that and to see how I really perform. Because like I always say, your comments, especially in that match video from a couple of days ago, a lot of you are pointing out things that I'm doing wrong. And I 100% agree with most of them, and there's things that every footballer needs to work on. I'm going to get into that more in a minute, but I want to chat to you guys about the game. So I played the full 90 minutes. I started the first 45 in the B team, and I played as a defensive midfielder. Now you guys know I'm not a defensive midfielder. I much prefer attacking midfield because I like to receive the ball, go forward with it, attack the space, draw defenders to me, and then play the ball. So that's like one of my big strengths. So having to move back to a defensive midfield position, that makes it difficult for me because all I want to do is get the ball, run forward, and then play it. Whereas in defensive midfield, it's more about receiving the ball, distributing it out, especially in the system that we want to play. So I had to focus on that. And like you guys said in the comments of the video the other day, a lot of you guys were saying that I needed to be more composed, play the simple pass. I 100% agree with you. Too many times I'm just rushing things. I've said it before, I need patience on the ball, relax, and then make the pass. And it doesn't have to be the miracle ball over the top. It can just be one to the centre back or the full back or the other defensive midfielder, just so that we keep the ball. There's a time and a place for those balls over the top. So how did I go? Well, like I said, first 45 minutes with the B team, I thought I did pretty well there. We were up against all the best players really in the A team, and I think the score ended 2-2 at the end of that half. And then after that half, I got put into the A team. This was partly because one of the players was injured from the A team, but somebody needed to fill that gap, and it was a defensive midfielder position again. So he said, Sheldon, move into the A teams. So I was like, all right. So I played again as a defensive midfielder, did very well. All of the players were very pleased with how I was playing because I kept it simple, like you guys said. So I know you guys are trying to help me, and it definitely did. Even my coach watched that video and said, some of the times you were trying the ball over the top, just keep it simple, play the easy ball, play the option that's going to help us the most, whether that's backwards so that we can attack the other side, whatever it is, play that. So I listened to you guys, don't say I don't ever listen to you. And I did very well. The players were enjoying my style of play. They kept on talking about it after the match, saying, good job, Sheldon, switching the ball, 1-2 touch. And still there were times where I was panicking a little bit on the ball just because I'm in that defensive midfield position. I'm not used to it. It's very different, the type of pressure that you get. You're closer to the back line. It's a little bit more nerve-wracking because you're closer to the goal. Just a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I like that. And what it really forced me to do is keep it simple, like I keep saying. Because in that position, you can't be trying to take a player on. You're the player that needs to distribute the ball side to side. So I really enjoyed that, and it was a great learning opportunity for me. So you never know, maybe I'll start against Brentford on Wednesday. If not, no worries. It just means that I'm not quite there yet, but I think I'm getting there. I think I'm getting there. So I got dinner coming up pretty soon. I'll catch you guys when I have that. Because I'm staying in this Airbnb, I've literally just got a heat up meal. I've got bangers and mash with some veggies. Ideally, I'd like to make something myself, but I don't think these guys let you use the kitchen, which is annoying, but you just gotta make do, don't you? So yeah, all I have to do is just put it in the microwave and then it's ready. I guess they don't want you to make a mess, so I'll catch you guys at that table with it. Hey, guess what? I never showed you guys the dinner because the guy that's staying here came in and just wanted to talk and talk and talk. But that's all good though, because I'm down to chat, especially when I'm so lonely. Anyway, so the physio for Crawley Town under 23s is back in training, so I spoke to her about the injury that I have. And she said that what I was doing with the calf raises was very good. She told me to keep doing that continuously until it gets better, because the most important thing right now is strengthening it back up to where it was before I injured it. So that's basically the goal. I'm going to continue working on those calf raises, doing them twice a day, every single day. I may not show it in the vlog, but that doesn't mean I'm not doing them. On top of that, she said that I should be doing balance work, because again, that's strengthening it up. You got to stay on your balance. So I'll be doing that as well. I forget how many times she said. It was a ridiculous amount, something like 3 times 7 times 30 seconds, eyes closed, eyes open. Basically, I just need to be doing it whenever I think about it. So that's another thing I'm adding to the list to check off, man. But yeah, I just want this injury to get better. The coach said to me after the game, he said, in that last 10 minutes, were you fatigued? Was it stamina? You just weren't running as much. You didn't show the energy like you did for the rest of the 80 minutes. And I said to him, man, Matt, my injury, I'm struggling to walk. But he did notice my energy, which was very interesting, because during that 80 minutes where I really put in, I didn't want anyone to pass me, especially none of the other team's midfielders. Because you always got to think to yourself, when you're playing an 11v11, anytime at training where you're playing against someone from your own team, you're competing with that guy for a spot. And I wanted to make sure that those guys that I was competing with, they were not getting past me. I remember one time specifically where the guy got on a counter-attack and I literally sprinted back, slowed him down a little bit, and then another guy came in and won the ball. It's hard to say, but basically you want them to look bad so that you can have their spot. But not really, because these guys are part of your team. You want the team to do well. It's your job to make sure that you are better than them. And that may mean focusing on making sure they can't do well so that you can get your spot. Let me know if you guys agree with that in the comments. I think it's very important, especially if these teammates are your friends. It's difficult to really focus on making them stuff up, really, but at the end of the day, you're competing for a spot, and if you want to play, you got to do what you got to do, and obviously you don't injure them. Alright, I'm getting pretty tired. I need to make sure that I get to bed, get some rest in so that my hamstring and calf can recover. It's still so sore, man. I hate being injured. But man, massive day tomorrow and then Wednesday as well. Tomorrow is the lead up to the match against Brentford, so I need to make sure that I perform in training then, because if I don't perform, then I'm lowering my chances of being in the starting lineup. I want to give myself the best possible chance to be there. On top of that, Wednesday I have the match against Brentford. That's at 1 PM. Details will be up soon. Actually, this is already past, so if you want to ever find out details about my matches or anything behind the scenes, usually that's on my Snapchat, but sometimes Instagram as well, so add me on those social links. And then later on Wednesday night, I'll be playing for East Grinstead for the under 23s again. That will all depend on how my leg is feeling. I want to get as many matches in as possible. Let's say I only play about 30 minutes against Brentford, then I should be okay to play the second match. I'll just have to wait and see how the day goes, but we could have 2 matches in one day, Team Tweety. But anyway, Team Tweety, I'm signing out. Make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're around here, join the journey, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.